Hi guys, Will here from WB Trading. So I'm just back today to really quickly cover a few more rounded retest setups for you guys. Now, a few of you were dropping me some messages, some emails in regards to the video that I did a couple of days ago, and you were asking me to clarify the setup and look closer into some other existing examples that are here on some of the other markets that you guys trade. So here we are. Let's begin with crude oil, and we're on the 30-minute chart. Now, as you can see, we've formed a low here on the 25th of January, a few days ago. And as we talked about the other day, we formed a low and bounced. Now, when this happens, when we kind of come down, form a low and bounce, this for me is a potential target to be looking at. And then what happens? We come back down, bounce very slightly once again, break the level. And at this point, this is where we should be thinking, right, this is a potential candidate for a trade, for a rounded retest trade. And what happens? We come straight back into the level and sell off sharply. So again, this is a textbook trade for us. Now, let's move over to euro dollar. So this is a H4 chart. And if I just scroll back, make this a little bit larger, put this into perspective slightly, and here we are. So once again, we come down, we form a low and bounce, we move straight away from this level. So that tells us, right, this could be a potential area to look for a rounded retest as we move forward. And again, we come down and we literally come right back to this low, bounce once again. Come down, we swiftly take the low, and again, when we get to this point, we're thinking to ourselves, right, okay, are we going to retest the level? Are we going to move around, retest the level, and carry on in the direction of the break? And once again, that's exactly what we see. So as you can see here, we come back, we literally retest the level to the pip, and we sell off. We take the low and carry on down. So let's move over to the FTSE. Now, what we're looking at here on FTSE is it's a slightly more challenging example to trade. I mean, if this was perhaps the first rounded retest that you attempted to trade here on the 1 hour chart, you may have struggled slightly. Now, the reason I say that is because we came down, we formed a low, which is rule number one for us. We form a low, we move away, we bounce. We're now targeting the low point, which for us here is 6850 spot 2. Now, we come back and we bounce, that's fine, and then we break the level. So when we're down here, we're targeting this level for the rounded retest and the subsequent move away. We come straight back, we get the rounded retest, and instead of moving away, we then stall. We move back slightly through the overnight session, and we come down, but we still haven't taken this low. Now, if your target was down here, you'd still be in this trade. We come back once again. Now, if you've moved your stop to break even, then you're now out of this trade before we then move straight down to target. So, in terms of moving to break even, guys, please don't do this. Please do not move to break even. Moving to break even is a representation of a scarcity mindset. It's an loss avoidance mechanism, and it's just not going to leave you profitable as a trader over time. So coming back to the example, let's say you placed your stop above the candle pre-break, which is where I'd always put my own stop. You'd be absolutely fine in this scenario. You know, I mean, you would have been short, as we say, 6850 spot 2, with a stop roughly 25 points away or so, and you'd be aiming for a target of 10, 20, 30. It would be roughly a 2-hour target here. And again, we reached that with a fair amount of ease, but this being a 1 hour chart, you know, you'll have been short here, where your order was filled. And your take profit wouldn't have been hit until, roughly, roughly 13 hours later. Again, if we say that this was your first time ever trading the rounded retest setup here on this market, then perhaps you would have been shaken out of this trade. Perhaps you would have been taken out for break even, as we've just looked at. But either way, I mean, this is another textbook setup for us. Move down, make a low, bounce, break the low, revisit the level, sell off. You know, it was just this area here that will have caused problems if you're the kind of trader who likes to tamper with trades or stare at your trades as they play out. I'm sure this would have maybe had you exiting early, or who knows? Who knows? I mean, this is where the psychology of trading becomes more difficult for the many. I mean, for me, as somebody who's overcome these problems in the past and now trades mechanically, I literally would have waited till down here, placed my order, placed my target, placed my stop, walked away. And I would not have touched this trade until I was stopped for a 1 hour loss or my target was hit. And obviously in this case it would have been hit. If not here, then certainly when we came back down fairly violently over here. So there you go. We've looked at a few more setups. I hope that the setup's becoming a little bit more clear for you guys now. And on this last example specifically, again, when it comes to reacting with emotion, when it comes to moving your stop to break even and so on, it's going to negatively affect your bottom line. So please do either give this some thought or even stop doing it altogether. So I'll leave it there for now. Thanks again for tuning in, guys. Thanks for watching. Great to have you here on the channel once again. I hope you took value from the video. I hope it made sense, and hopefully you've got a better understanding now of this setup as a whole, and you can go away and trade it yourself. Good luck going forward, guys. I'm here if you need me. Feel free to comment if you have any questions to ask. I'll get those answered straight away for you, and I'll hope to have you back here on the channel soon. Thanks, guys.